based upon. The first was that he had material evidence that would hopefully warrant a review or a reinvestigation of the case. The second one is that there was a grave abuse of discretion of the honor committee for chambering one of their members. And the third was there was a grave discretion of the honor committee for not hearing the testimony of Ms. Costales. Excuse me. On three grounds, the deliberation of the CRAB or Cadet Review and Appeals Board went this way. On the first, regarding his material witness, the evidence of Commander Tabuada, the head of the naval warfare, for which he stated that one of the members of the honor committee was pressured into changing his vote, was proven false by Cadet Lagura himself. The cadet was submitted his own affidavit and at the same time gave his testimony to the Cadet Review and Appeals Board, categorically denying that he was pressured. According to the cadet, it was his own voluntary volition to change his vote from not guilty to guilty after he heard the explanations of the other members of the voting members of the honor committee. So according to him, there was no pressure whatsoever. So on the second item, that is grave discretion for them chambering one of their members. There was when the honor committee where members were summoned by the CRAB, all of them told the CRAB that this 8-1 and 7-2 practice, that means if you have a voting of 7-2 or 8-1, they go automatically into an executive session, a jury type executive session with the term chambering. This is because it is like an additional explanation. All of them will go to the ante room and discuss each. What are the reasons why I voted guilty? What are the reasons why I voted not guilty? It has been their procedure since they started their fourth class year when they were first year, and which they sustained right up to now. And everybody of them accepted conscientiously this has been their procedure. And again, the third one is the grave discretion of authority for not listening to the testimony of Ms. Costales. As we could very well recall, Ms. Costales actually made three testimonies. The first one she made under oath through a cell phone conversation of the honor committee, in which she stated that at that time, after the dismissal of the class, the cadets are on their own. They have their own responsibility for their own time, but they must be sure that they will not be late for the next class. The second one, the testimony of Ms. Costales, was contained in the draft appeal of Cadet Cudia, in which Ms. Costales cannot recall. Ms. Costales said that he dismissed the class at 1500, and Ms. Costales actually made another certification on the same day, on 24 January, because she told that Cadet Cudia made her sign about 15 minutes before 5, telling her that I must submit, ma'am, this affidavit at 1700 or 5 p.m. So please support me, and this is my appeal. So she signed it. But she signed another certification on that same day, 24 January, stating that because the time was already about 2 months before, she could not actually recall clearly the exact time she dismissed the class. And at the same time, she also stated again that the cadets asked her about their grades, but she was not the one really who initiated the business. She just answered their queries, but which in fact the second and the third actually canceled out each other, and the first one was the one really that the honor committee substantially heard. So on the grave discretion for not accepting or not hearing Ms. Costales' testimony, actually the board found out that it was not the case. The honor committee really deliberated on those three testimonies of Ms. Costales, but on their own, they thought that the more accurate one was that really the class ended before 1500.
Meaning the president only could reverse the verdict, sir?
Meaning the CRAB on the appeal of Cadet Cudia, the CRAB denied the motion for a review and investigation of the case, and that the superintendent recommended for the original recommendation, which is to uphold the class 1 or the administrative separation punishment for Cadet Cudia for violation of the honor code.
Can the president still reverse it, sir?
Technically, the answer is yes. The president may not, technically, the president may not approve the administrative separation because he is the commander-in-chief of the Armed Forces of the Philippines. But it is now in the process of being endorsed. So the Chief of Staff will endorse it to the Secretary of National Defense. Secretary of National Defense endorses it to the Commander-in-Chief, our President, and then finally, the final disposition of Cadet Cudia will rest on the President or the Commander-in-Chief.
Sir, what happens to Commander Taboada? Because Cadet Lagura, in effect, said that he didn't say the things that are written in Commander Taboada's affidavit.
There is another recommendation of the Cadet Review and Appeals Board. I'll just be sure about it. There's a recommendation for a separate investigation for Commander Taboada. But this has nothing to do with the honor code, because the honor code is for the cadets, and this has something to do with conduct of unbecoming of an officer and a gentleman.
So is it
because
under Articles of War?
it falls under Articles of War.
Sir, is it true that there's another member of the honor committee that agreed with the affidavit of Commander Taboada?
Actually, that's not found in the investigation. That there's another member of the honor committee. It was not found. It was not found in any page of the investigation.
So what if there's another affidavit that comes out providing new evidence? What happens?
Well, it depends. When we give due process to a certain cadet, anyway, Cadet Cudia is still here. He can still present. Actually,
So
he
it's
can
not
still
final?
present. But once it will be approved by the president, then that will be the final disposition on his case. But right now, the superintendent is just finalizing his endorsement. But he already gave his briefing to the chief of staff that the original recommendation of be upheld. That is for the administrative separation of Cadet Cudia for the violation of the honor code.
So we won't see Cadet Cudia marching tomorrow?
That is right. Cadet Cudia will not march tomorrow. Cadet Cudia will not graduate tomorrow.
May karapatan pa, sir, ang public affairs, public attorney's office na ipaglaban siya against dito sa kaso niya?
Opo, kasi talaga namang mandate din po naman ng public
Attorney's office.
attorney's office na ipaglaban kahit sino po sa ating mga kababayan. But that will be also I think they were the ones who supported Cadet Cudia on his appeal that was submitted on March 11 and deliberated on March 12 till yesterday.
So what is his status now? He has been moved to a different place outside, the barracks. So anong status na ngayon? Why was he moved?
I'd just like to clarify why was he moved. We talked to him yesterday. We talked to his lawyers. We told him, Adrin, our lawyer also talked to him and our chief of academy staff. Adrin, tomorrow, the place where you are right now is a security area. You might not be able to entertain some visitors tomorrow. So we recommend, because this the previous one is just right where we will be having our graduation tomorrow. So we told him, because this is a restricted area, your visitors might not be able to visit you. So we recommend that, and we talked to his lawyers that we recommend a certain place. It's bachelor officers' quarters for our officers, and you can entertain your visitors like you have done it before. So it's really a nice one. In fact, they went there, they inspected the place, and they said, "Oh, it's a nice place. It's a bachelor officers' quarters."
Once the president upholds the decision, sir, of the PMA, how many days is he allowed to stay here, sir, before he's asked to move out?
We will request him, because his mother, I think I heard that his mother said that we will respect the decision of the Commander-in-Chief, a decision of the President. But I hope on that day, if the President decides, we will talk to him. We are in touch with him. We are having him counseled every other day, so that just to check him. And we are also having him checked by our medical doctors. That should check him, but he's okay. I think he's okay. He's in high spirits, and we will talk to him. That Adrin, this is what you've said. You will respect the final decision of the Commander-in-Chief. Should that come, we will go straight to him. We will go straight to him and talk. Adrin, I think this is the time you've told us. This is the time that you told us that okay, I will respect what the President will decide for me.
Colonel, may pag-asa po ba siya makagraduate?
This year po, no po. Categorically, he cannot graduate.
Kahit po magdesisyon ng Pangulo na.
Yes, because he also failed to satisfy all requirements for the prescribed course of study, Bachelor of Science. He did not participate in the on-the-job training, which was done last 20 February to 2 March for the Navy cadets at the PMMA in Zambales.
Sir,
So it's clear.
Sir, I just saw this on Twitter that Cadet Cudia this morning had a haircut. His uniform was brought to him. Does that mean anything? A reporter just posted it on Twitter, sir.
No, it's not true. I'm not sure if the uniform was brought to him. I'm not even sure if he had his haircut, but it's not true. I think his uniform is still in the barracks. His uniform is still in the barracks. But definitely, Cadet Cudia cannot graduate tomorrow.
If the President,
He did not satisfy.
if the
Yes, sir.
President allows him to graduate, he can be part of batch 2015. Is that correct? Is that accurate?
If the President President will assuming if that would be the case, he must satisfy again all the requirements for the prescribed course of study, Bachelor of Science, and he must complete his on-the-job training, and he can complete it next year.
Sir, there's a petition now to Supreme Court. Ano magiging impact nun, sir? Whatever decision the SC will do on the decision also of the PMA?
Actually, the decision of the PMA stays. Cadet Cudia has all the legal remedies available to him. We have been telling him that. You have all the legal remedies. In fact, we're advising him before, if you really want, that's available to you. But you can go out because he cannot process any complaints legally if he's still inside the academy. So, but all legal remedies we can answer. That's available to Cadet Cudia, and we respect that. We respect that.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, po, sir. Thank you po. Opo, ma'am.
Ay, ma'am. Gusto po.
Opo,
Sir, Carmela.
ma'am.